Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Good evening. Jeremy Rockliff's new government has been sworn in ahead of Parliament's return next week. It could be short-lived, however, with the threat of a new no-confidence motion and a defiant Labor leader unveiling his own alternative ministry.
Taking the oath to lead the state for what could be his last time, putting pen to paper, sworn in to the top job. Followed by Deputy Guy Barnett, no longer Treasurer but Attorney General, Eric Abetz pledging to manage the budget books.
The whole team brings a breadth of life experience, parliamentary experience of course, and a keenness to get on with the job.
Former federal MPs Bridget Archer and Gavin Pearce now taking up health and primary industries respectively.
Both Bridge and of course Gavin were very well respected members of their community, made their voices known within their local community.
Aside from a few chops and changes, including Roger Yench being shunted to the backbench, the rest is unchanged, hoping to hold the line in government.
Mr Winter was sent a very clear message with the lowest Labor vote since 1903.
But less than an hour later, Labor leader Dean Winter unveiled his alternative.
This is about change and who can deliver change that Tasmanians have asked for. Tasmanians are looking for a parliament that works collaboratively, a new cabinet with a new style of governing.
Intent on ousting the Liberals on day one with a no-confidence motion.
We've seen how Jeremy Rockliff's parliaments work. They don't last the full term and they don't bring in the crossbench.
Dropped from Treasury, Josh Willey takes on education among other portfolios. Independent Ruth Forrest would oversee the balance sheets. Sarah Lovell, health, while Ella Haddad would be a new Special Minister of State.
The last 2 parliaments have been very unstable and they've demonstrated a need for a dedicated role to make sure that the parliament and the government runs really smoothly.
The shake-ups come after the 2 major parties made significant announcements over the weekend on how they plan to address key policy issues. With every crossbench vote proving crucial, it's likely that we can expect more big moves from both major parties over the coming days as they look to shore up support in their bid to form government. As the clock ticks down to the return of Parliament, Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
Jeremy Rockliff has lost the support of another independent in the wake of his shock call to end greyhound racing. Newly minted MP Carlo De Falco likening the sudden policy change to being hit from behind.
From July 2029, Tasmanian greyhound tracks will fall silent. And with hundreds of jobs on the line, the Premier is unapologetic for the decision he describes as a long time coming.
It was just the right thing to do. Greyhound racing industry is in decline, it's at the crossroads and it no longer meets community expectations.
Those in the industry though hold a very different view.
Obviously they're gutted because they've sunk a lot of time, effort and it's their passion. Right off the bat, we've been king hit from behind.
The fledgling Lions MP angered by the Liberals' change in tact and apparent lack of consultation on the issue. He now won't provide confidence in Parliament to Jeremy Rockliff.
July the 17th, Jeremy Rockliff wrote to one of the trainers and gave his unequivocal support. Doing a backflip on it now just doesn't bode well for, dealing in good faith.
I am sure that we can work through these matters with Carlo, as with all members of Parliament.
Labor, meanwhile, is keeping a foot in both camps on the contentious issue.
We support racing, but we also support having a stable parliament. And when it comes to every policy, there needs to be a framework to deal with those.
While the greyhound industry vows to stop the demise of their sport.
We don't know what else is going to be in the crosshairs. Horse racing, show dog trials, a whole heap of stuff that that happens in the rural setting.
Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmania News.
The man charged with the murder of a Tasmania police officer has had his case postponed over missing paperwork. Lee Sushams, who was accused of shooting Constable Keith Smith at a North Motton property in June, appeared before the Launceston Magistrate Court this morning. His lawyer telling the court his client had been sent legal paperwork but failed to return it. The defence also saying it will withdraw from representing Mr Sushams if he doesn't return the paperwork. Police are tonight still searching for a driver who fled the scene of a crash on the Bowen Bridge this morning. Authorities combing the area for any signs of the suspect as the morning rush hour was brought to a halt. Reporter Lily Thompson has the details.
Just before 6 a.m, a truck and a green Hyundai, both travelling westbound, collided on the Bowen Bridge. Police arrived on scene within minutes to find the driver of the Hyundai had fled. A full-scale search was launched involving police boats and a rescue helicopter sweeping the bridge, the riverbank and surrounding water. The Hyundai was reported stolen from Tolosa Street in Glenorchy overnight. The truck driver escaped without injury. Lanes heading into Glenorchy were closed for around 3 hours as police pieced together exactly what happened.
Crash investigation services were utilised, and from their initial investigation we consider it highly unlikely that the driver has been thrown from the vehicle or that the driver has in fact jumped from the bridge.
As police continue calls for the driver to hand themselves in, they say there's no threat to the public. They're urging anyone with any information regarding the stolen vehicle, the crash or the driver's whereabouts to come forward.
The Bass Strait Islands will be better connected to the rest of the country thanks to a new agreement between Sharp Airlines and Qantas. Under the deal, travellers who book through the Flying Kangaroo will be able to connect to flights operated by Sharp Airlines. The new links will be available through travel agents and the Qantas website in the coming months. Some of Tasmania's worst level crossings will receive safety upgrades from next month. It's part of an effort this Rail Safety Week to curb the rapidly rising number of near misses with trains.
Blink and you miss it. The train had no chance of avoiding this blue flash, which was centimetres from calamity, just one of the growing number of Tasmanians who somehow don't see or don't care about the trains barrelling towards them as oblivious drivers and pedestrians dance with danger on our rail network.
The consequences can be very serious. Trains can't stop on a dime. They take quite a distance to stop.
In 2024-25, Tasrail reported 137 near misses at level crossings, more than double the year before, 82 of them in the northwest. It makes every day at work hair-raising for the drivers, especially those like Jared, who've been at the controls when there's been no lucky escape for the other vehicle.
Stop, take a few extra seconds, look left, look right twice, then proceed. At the end of the day, I want to go home to my family, and I know you want to go home to your family.
$5 million from the federal and state governments this Rail Safety Week will upgrade 11 crossings, important as the network becomes busier than ever.
As we see more people and industry wanting to use the rail network, it's so important that everyone really follows the road rules around level crossings.
These upgrades will hopefully mean significant safety improvements at some of the state's hotspot level crossings, but bells and warning signs can only do so much. At the end of the day, it comes down to driver behaviour.
One user at that level crossing has a choice to make the right decision. Our train driver cannot make that decision. Lose a minute, not your life.
Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmania News.
The new Spirit 4 is finally on the home stretch, expected to arrive in Australian waters tomorrow morning. A near 6-week marathon journey from Scotland. The vessel is set to enter waters off Western Australia around 7 o'clock Perth time. The ship will spend 4 days in Fremantle ports undergoing immigration and customs checks before it heads to Hobart on August 23. Tasmania's newest Archbishop is settling into his new home. Anthony Ireland brings strong ties with Pope Leo XIV, and he's one of the first to be appointed by the head of the Catholic Church.
From parish priest to Archbishop of Hobart, Anthony Ireland is taking the reins as Tasmania's new leader of the Catholic Church, the state's first appointment by Pope Leo XIV.
Quite excited, really. A surprise, but a joyful surprise.
He's extra chuffed, picked not once but twice by the Pope.
Before he was elected Pope, was the prefect of the dicastery for bishop.
Meaning he was in charge of recommending new names to the Pope.
He would have had the pile ready for whoever was elected Pope. So Pope Leo accepted his own recommendation in appointing these.
He takes over from Archbishop Julian Porteous, who's retired after almost 12 years on the job. Some claim his predecessor was seen as divisive on some issues. Archbishop Ireland is hoping to unify the flock.
A bishop is to be a centre of unity, is to gather the people, to serve, to love, and to be a faithful ambassador for Christ.
He's moved from Melbourne but is feeling right at home. A dedicated Essendon fan, but says he's already fond of the Tassie Devils. He'll officially call Hobart home tomorrow when he's installed at St Mary's Cathedral. Rebecca Gaidenero, 7 Tasmania News.
12 of Tasmania's best and brightest agriculture students have been awarded grants to help them focus on their studies. With 6 jobs on offer every graduate, the initiative is aiming to attract much-needed workers to the industry.
Backing in the future of farming on the Apple Isle. Times are tough for those working the land, but they're even tougher for students.
Studying at university is not like it used to be. It's incredibly expensive. There are accommodation costs, there are transport costs, there's a whole range of different costs that students have.
Tasmania's Institute of Agriculture supporting a dozen students with more than $158,000 of funding this year. The grant's helping future agronomists, farmers and animal nutritionists to turn their attention to what matters most.
The scholarship not only financially benefits me, but it helps me to focus more on my studies.
And with 6 jobs on offer for every graduate, it's a sector in desperate need of more workers.
We need to do more to encourage students into studying agriculture in university in order to supply the demand that industry has.
With many agriculture students moving from the regions to the city to study, the program provides some much needed financial aid, helping reduce pressure from the rising cost of living. Recipients also gain the chance to network as part of their learning, giving them a leg up when they graduate.
The promotion of scholarships overall is very helpful for helping people come into the industry because we really do need more people in agriculture.
Aaron Smith, 7 Tasmania News.
Avoiding complacency could be the biggest challenge facing Devonport in the NWFL. No team has come close to beating them in 14 games so far this season, but finals can often prove a different kettle of fish.
We're also trying to more play our role, not try and be a one-man show. It's all about playing our role and working together, which I think we're doing really well this year.
Here comes as Clarence claims top spot on the SFLW ladder with a 48-point win over North Hobart.
It's up to us now to keep the foot on the pedal and hopefully we can stay in that top position.
The last finals berth is still up for grabs. The Boomers are one step closer to a FIBA Asia Cup three-peat. Ulverston's Rain Smith making it rain last night against Qatar, drilling 15 points for the Aussies as they booked a spot in the quarterfinals.
Here's Rain Smith and another three-pointer.
That is such a compact shooting technique. He's able to get it off quick. That is just a thing of beauty, that stroke he has.
Current and former Jackie stars Magnay, McVeigh and Bannon also getting a combined 16 points on the board. Hurricanes hard hitter Tim David has set a new record for the most sixes hit by an Australian in a T20 against South Africa. The 29-year-old blasting 8 of them during his 83 runs in Darwin last night, leading Australia to victory.
David clears the leg and sends another one over the rope. Extraordinary start to this first T20 national.
The Aussies face South Africa again tomorrow. Notching up 9 wickets in 8 games last season, 20-year-old Amy Smith is staying in purple, re-signing with the Hobart Hurricanes for another 2 years. The leg-spinning all-rounder is heading into her 6th stint with the squad as they look to mirror the success of the men's Big Bash side.
If we could bring the trophy back, that would be great. But yeah, I'm also just grateful to be playing.
Meanwhile, the Big Bash boss says there's no question Ninja Stadium can host another BBL final, while not ruling out a game in Launceston in the coming years.
It's not for this year, but we'll look at that every year with the Hurricanes and make sure that they're doing everything they can to connect around the state.
Pre-sale tickets for the Hurricanes' first game, a grand final rematch against Sydney Thunder, go on sale tomorrow.
Good evening. Let's check out what happened around the state today. Hobart and Launceston reached 16, Devonport 15 and Burnie a high of 14 degrees. Strawn with a high of 17 topped our list after Butler's Gorge dropped to -5 overnight. Flinders Island and Grove 16, King Island, Smithton, St Helens and Ouse 15, Lowhead 14 today and Lyawini a high of 6. We did have some low-level cloud over the east and north today, just a drop of rain today, 3 millimetres at Mount Barrow. Of course, we can expect more from this frontal band that's heading our way, also reaching up into South Australia. And apart from some patchy cloud over the eastern states, the sky is clear over the country today. Tomorrow, that front right on our doorstep, not many other features to discuss, apart from the large highs centred over South Australia. The wind's setting out from a northeasterly aspect tomorrow up to 30 knots before turning west-southwesterly as the cold front swings them around in the afternoon. We have a strong wind warning that's from Tasman Island all the way around and up to Stanley, and a frost warning for the upper Derwent Valley, maybe some -3s in the region early tomorrow. Hobart, a shower or two and 16, 15 for Adventure Bay, a morning frost, a shower later for Tarraleah, -1 to 12 the temperature range. Showers increasing in the north, Launceston 16, 14 for Devonport and Bridport 15 degrees. Similar weather for Burnie, 14 the high. Strawn 7 overnight, 15 the top tomorrow. 100% chance of a shower for Marrawar and 14 degrees. St Helens showers increasing 15, 17 the top for Swansea, a shower or two for Whitemark, 16 the maximum. On Wednesday, early showers clearing the east but persisting over the west, otherwise fine. Possible shower over the north and west on Thursday after morning fog, and on Friday showers more widespread and snow to 800 metres. Sunny weather over Perth tomorrow, a few showers in Adelaide and Melbourne and possibly Sydney. Fine and partly cloudy, and 22 in Brisbane. Mostly clear in Hobart, it's 10. Clear in Launceston, it's 10. Clear in Devonport, it's 10. Those clear conditions though, Michael, will change tomorrow. A bit of a change on the way.
Yeah, a little bit of rain perhaps. Thanks for that, Murph. Well, that's all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.